Good morning, first grade. How are you today? Glad to hear it. So we have a couple different things to do today. We have a question from yesterday that we need to answer and then put into our morning lesson books. And my question that I asked yesterday was, if you have two numbers that you are adding together using our plus sign, does it matter what order they are in? So let me give you an example. If I have 3 plus 4, what does that equal? What does that make? If you said 7, you are right. So we would write equals 7. Now I asked, what if the 3 and the 4 were switched and 4 came first? 4 plus 3. What does that equal? What does it equal? Did you say 7? Because if you did, you are correct. So 3 plus 4 equals 7. Sometimes these numbers that we are adding together are called addends. And so if they are in a certain order, do they need to stay in that order to make the answer true? So that was my question. Do they have to be in a particular order if you are adding two numbers? What do you think? No, they don't have to be in a certain order. They can go whichever way they would like. Whichever one would like to come first may, and they'll always have the answer be the same and true. So this is an important rule in math, and we're going to write it down in our morning lesson books. And I have it all written out clearly so that you can copy it right in. However, for this page today, we're going to set it up a little bit differently. And the first thing that's different about this page is we are going to put a border around it, just like a special picture. So you may choose what color you would like your border to be. I would like mine to be blue. So when you are making your picture, you may very carefully, with your Papa Bear edge, draw a border around all 4 edges of your paper. Very carefully. If yours does not show up very strongly, you can go over it again. But I made mine blue. Then we're going to add a very light background. So you may choose your lemon yellow or your golden yellow and fill in your background inside of your border. Once you have set up your page like that, then you may choose your blue or red pencil. Just one, please. And you may write in your neatest handwriting, without lines, our information about addition. And it's a good time to practice our reading after we write it in and before we find out what it says. So you may do your writing right in the middle of the page, and then down at the bottom, we're going to show just what I did on the board. So we want to have 2 number sentences with 2 addends and then your solution. And then then you should write it again and switch the positions of those add-ins. Now, I made this number sentence. 3 plus 4 equals 7, and 4 plus 3 equals 7. You may choose your own number sentence. Please have your two numbers you're adding together be less than 10, but it can be anything between 1 and 9. You may add those two together and see what your solution is. And if it is correct, and your parents check that it is a true number sentence, then you may use that one in your morning lesson book instead of mine. Well, have fun with that new type of page and be so careful with that new border. We're showing how our work is laid out beautifully, and sometimes a border can help make it look like a beautiful page from a book, which it is. Our next job today is to fill up our next word house, and we will do the O house next, the Ah house. So we already have which two words? H-O-P, which makes hop, and J-O-G, which makes jog. And our next two words are hog and log. They both rhyme with jog, and you guessed it, their endings are the same too. However, hog starts with an H, and log starts with a what? L. So they write those in. After log and hog, we will add pop and mom. Now you may hear that those begin and end with the same letter. Pop has what letter at the beginning and end? A P. And mom has what letter at the beginning and end? An M. That's right. Our last three words today, another one that starts with a P, pot. P-O-T. And then dot, which you are right, rhymes with pot. But it starts with a D. And I added our very last word up there. Can you read it aloud? B-O-X. So you read that one, and I won't tell you what it says, but I guess you can. I can bet you can do it by now. So those are our O words, our Ah family. Very good. Now, our last things to do today is some practice work. And there are two different things you can do to do some practice. The first one is a fun game with your cards, but you'll also need to make several pieces of paper with the numbers 1 through 10. Like this, you might need a number 4, or you will need a number 4 and your other numbers. So this is a card game where you're going to take the face cards out of the deck and then play memory and have some fun. And there's another way to make it a little more challenging once you've gotten used to it. So enjoy doing that with your family. You're looking to make some matches. Which then match to your solutions. Now, the very last thing to do today is another what makes a number. But the number I'd like you to do today is 9. So make your good form. Put your 9 on top. And then I have one that we practiced a little bit of, but didn't necessarily do much of this. What happens if we have 0 on one side? What would go on the other side? So think about that. I'm expecting to see lots of numbers that make 9. After your morning lesson, if you would like to do some baking today, I sent the recipe for our yummy 3 Kings Day bread. It was so sweet and good with a little bit of that citrus zest in it. So if you can make that, I would recommend it. It was very delicious. And if you don't have the right ingredients, that's just fine. Let me know something that you're going to make with your family this week or that you help with. I would love to see that. Have a wonderful day, first grade, and I will see you soon.